Welcome to Expose Affairs. Let's get started today as story. I used to believe in breaks, in the idea that maybe, just maybe, space could fix what distance crept into ruin, that sometimes people needed time to breathe, reflect, rediscover what matters. But that was before Mia asked for one. We'd been together 4 years. Built memories out of late-night drives, inside jokes, lazy Sundays, and planned for future. Sure, we had rough patches. What couple doesn't? But I never thought we were close to unraveling. Then came that conversation. It was a Tuesday. Random, really. She sat me down in our living room, eyes avoiding mine, like the truth was scalding hot. I feel like I'm losing myself, she said. I need space. Time to figure out who I am without us. I was stunned. Are you saying you want to break up? No, just a break. No pressure. No expectations. I'm not looking to be with anyone else. I just need time to breathe. I should have known then. That kind of speech doesn't come out of nowhere. But I agreed, because I loved her. Because I thought love meant understanding, even when it hurt. The first few weeks were torture. I'd stopped myself from texting her every night. Wondered if she missed me like I missed her. Convinced myself she was off journaling the cabin or hiking some mountain to find herself, like she said. Turns out, Mia wasn't finding herself. She was finding new men. A mutual friend let it slip at a bar one night. The friend didn't know we were still in contact, or that I was holding on to hope. She's living it up, he said. Been with a couple guys, I think. Tinder, parties. Honestly, she's glowing. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just shut down. It all clicked. The rehearsed speech. The sudden detachment. She didn't want time. She wanted freedom without guilt. And I was a permission slip. Fast forward 2 months. I had started putting the pieces of myself back together. The version of me that didn't revolve around her. The version that remembered who I was before I bent backwards trying to keep someone who had already let go. Then she called. Her voice trembled. Can we talk? We met at the same cafe where we had our first date. I guess she thought nostalgia might soften the blow. She wore the same perfume. Same look in her eyes. The one she used when she wanted something. I made a mistake, she said. I thought I needed freedom, but all I found was emptiness. I missed you every day. I stayed quiet. I slept with others, yes, she added, almost proudly owning it. But it didn't mean anything. They weren't you. She reached for my hand. I want to come back. If you'll have me? I looked at her for a long moment. She was expecting the old me, the one who forgave too easily, the one who believed every apology was a promise. But that man was gone. No, I said simply. She blinked. What? I deserve better than being your pit stop. You didn't find yourself, Mia. You just found out the grass isn't greener. Her lips parted, but no words came out. I stood up, heart pounding, but free. I hope you do find yourself one day. But don't come looking for me again. And I walked away. Sometimes the best closure is knowing you had the strength to say no. She didn't follow me. Didn't shout my name. Didn't cry. Didn't run into the rain like some movie ending. She just sat there, still, stunned, and, maybe for the first time, realizing that not everything broken can be glued back together. And me? I walked with the kind of calm that only comes after months of storm. Over the next few weeks, she tried reaching out. Texts, voicemails, late night, I miss you, messages that always came when her bed probably felt too cold or her heart too heavy. I didn't answer. Not because I was bitter, but because I had finally chosen myself. You see, love is supposed to be a sanctuary, a place you go to feel safe, understood, valued. But she made our love a waiting room, somewhere to sit until something more exciting came along. I was her fallback plan, the soft landing after reckless flights. And I wasn't going to be that anymore. I started running again, not from pain, but on the trail behind my apartment. Every morning, sunrise in my ears and gravel under my feet, I ran a little farther, a little stronger. I reconnected with old friends I'd pushed away for her. Picked up painting again, something she always called a waste of time. Funny, how much joy there is in wasted time when it's yours to waste. One night, months later, I ran into her again. Grocery store. Same city, different orbit. She looked smaller somehow. Not in size, but in presence. Like the version of her that once took up so much space in my life had finally shrunk to what it always was: temporary. "Hey," she said softly. "Hey." She glanced into my cart. "New girl?" she joked, eyeing a bouquet of flowers I just picked up. I smiled. "Yeah, she likes tulips." Mia bit her lip, nodded. "She's lucky." I shrugged. "So am I." She hesitated, then stepped aside. "Take care of yourself, okay?" "I am," I said. Finally. And I meant it, because she had taken a break to find herself and lost the one person who would have stood by her while she did. And me, I took time to rebuild myself and found someone who never needed space to remember my worth. Some breaks are permanent, and that's a good thing. The mornings didn't start with anxiety anymore. No checking my phone for a message that never came. No forcing hope out of silence. Instead, they began with soft laughter in the kitchen, shared coffee, and tulips in a jar on the windowsill. Her name was Leah. We met at an art gallery. Cliché, maybe, but beautifully simple. She didn't try to fix me. She didn't ask about Mia until I offered. And when I told her the story, she didn't pity me. She just listened, really listened, then took my hand and said, "You deserve better than someone who needed to lose you to understand your worth." I remember that moment clearly, not because it was poetic, but because I believed her. For the first time, I believed someone who saw value in me, without me having to earn it back. Meanwhile, Mia faded, like an old photograph. There was no drama, no late-night plea to try again after that grocery store run-in. Maybe she finally understood that some doors, once closed, don't reopen. Or maybe she found someone else to patch the silence. Either way, I didn't look back. One day, Leah and I sat on the same couch I used to share with Mia, though the pillows were new and the energy was different. Calm. Whole. We were going through an old box of photos, sorting what to keep, what to toss. I found a picture of Mia and me from years ago, smiling at some beach, frozen in a moment I once thought was happiness. Leah glanced over. "That her?" I nodded. She handed me the lighter from the drawer. "Your call." I looked at the picture one last time. Then I let it burn, not out of hate, but as a ritual. Because not all flames are destructive. Some are cleansing. You can love someone and still choose to walk away. You can mourn what could have been and still be grateful it ended. And you can be broken for a while, but not forever. She took a break to find herself. And I found peace in letting go. As the photo curled in flame, I watched her smile vanish in smoke. Somewhere, Mia might still be searching for herself. But I found myself in the ruins she left behind. Stronger, sharper, whole. And as Leah leaned her head on my shoulder, tulips in the vase swaying with the breeze, I finally understood. Sometimes the best love story is the one where you fall back in love with your own life. I never hated Mia. I think that's the part that surprises people the most. I loved her. I just loved myself more. She could have had all this. Lazy Sunday mornings, bad dance moves in the kitchen, a kind of peace we both used to dream about. But she traded it for nights that meant nothing and people who never stayed. And by the time she realized the cost, I was no longer something to come back to. She found herself. But I found someone who never needed to leave to know I was enough. Months passed. The call stopped. The silence returned, but this time it was welcome. Then one night, I got a message. Just a single line. "Do you ever think about us?" I stared at it, then deleted it. No reply. No pause. No regret. Because the chapter wasn't just closed. It was burned, buried, and replaced by something better. She walked out to find freedom. And I found it when I didn't let her back in. The door stayed closed. And for the first time, so did my heart, to everything that once broke it.